Do not wait until some deed of greatness you may do. Do not wait to shed your light afar. To the many duties near you now be true. So brighten the corner where you are. Brighten the corner where you are. Brighten the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor you may guide across the bar. Brighten the corner where you are. Good morning. So good to see you. A brand new year, 2016. Going to be a great year. And you know, I think the Lord is speaking to me and telling me to do something. And I think He's telling you to do the same thing. I think this year, we as Christians should brighten the corner wherever we go. To the office, you know, or in the machine shop, or the filling station, wherever you go. I believe we ought to wear a smile. I believe we ought to talk in a positive tone. And I believe we ought to share the goodness of God. Just reflect the love of God. I'll tell you what, it works. It's effective. You know, I recently discovered something that really touched me. In the year of 1874, I found there was a Methodist minister by the name of John Vincent who organized a Sunday school training camp called Chautauqua Camp. And he organized this for families. It was a 2-week-long family camp that he started at Lake Chautauqua. And they said it was beautiful. And it was very much a success. As the camps progressed, years went by, he added new things. In fact, he added sports events, recreation, more music, plays. He was just very creative, and it turned out to be a great success. As a matter of fact, I read where President Roosevelt was no stranger to Chautauqua houses. In fact, he said Chautauqua houses was the greatest American thing in America. That is to say, he liked them, he approved of them. But I also discovered that in the year of 1913, there was a lady by the name of Ina D. Ogden. She was a hymn writer, and her name will appear in your hymn book. Look it up. And she was a poet, and she really had a call to share the good news of the gospel. And she was notified that she was to be the featured speaker of the year in Chautauqua camps in 1913. And she was delighted. She was going to have the opportunity to speak to thousands of people during the 2-week period and exalt them, lift them up, and share the good news of the Lord. And she was preparing to go. She received news that her father had been involved in a terrible accident, and he was unable to go. She couldn't go. She was going to be, with him, and she had to cancel the engagement. But she said, I'm going to turn this scar into a star. And she said, I'm going to make the best of it. And she said, I may not be able to minister to thousands, but I can minister to one, and that's going to be my father and those around him. And she did. And one day after she had cleaned his house thoroughly, she felt inspired. She sat down at his big desk and pulled some paper out of the drawer, clean white paper, and the Lord gave her a hymn. And it was Brighten the corner where you are. Brighten the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor you may help across the bar, but brighten the corner where you are. And according to Phil Kerr's book entitled Music and Evangelism, I read where he said when that song hit the American population, said it swept across America like wildfire. Everybody was singing Brighten the Corner. Women were changing little babies' diapers, singing Brighten the Corner. And men and women were standing at the bus stops, waiting for the bus to go to town, singing Brighten the Corner. Everybody was singing. Churches were singing Brighten the Corner. In fact, there was a great preacher. I would kind of describe him as a Billy Graham of the late 20s and the 30s and even up into the 40s. Great preacher. His name was Billy Sunday. He was a former baseball player, and his name was in lights. He was wealthy. But after winning a big game, Billy Sunday and the team decided they would go down to the clubhouse and celebrate. He ran home, and he changed, and he got ready. He put his Botany 500, his Countess Maris tie on, his alligator shoes were all shine. He was looking sharp. He lived close enough. His apartment was close to the hotel where they were going to celebrate. He was walking to the hotel, Turned the corner, last block, and he'd be at the hotel, and he saw a Salvation Army group on the corner singing it and preaching the gospel. And he said, oh, I don't want to hear them. I don't want to see them. I don't want nothing to do with them. So he said, I'm going to walk on the other side of the street. As I get near the end of the block, I'll just put my hand over my face and I won't even see him. He did. He got to the end of the block, but he took his hand down and he heard their music. And he said, well, just for a moment, I'll listen to them. He did. And shortly he found himself kneeling at the curb of a street in New York City, and he marvelously was born again. He got saved. And he forsook the baseball field for the pulpit. And he preached for 22 years. And that song, Brighten the Corner, was his theme song. Every time he would start one of his big meetings, it would always begin with Brighten the Corner. And you know what I think God's telling us to do this year? I think he's telling us to brighten the corner. Wherever we go, brighten the corner. We can brighten the corner. Listen, we can share his word. Now, this is just me. I like to do this. I have some little 3 or 5 cards printed up on multiple colored paper with key scriptures on them, and I give them away. You know, I give them away in person, and I also give them away when I'm not seen. I'm a secret evangelist. I'll go into a place of business, and I'll take 3 or 4 of them. I'll put them behind the can of pork and beans, or the camel soup, or someplace visible. They'll be read. But I believe this is the year that we can brighten the corner. And I encourage you this year, brighten the corner, sing it with me, where you are. Brighten the corner, where you are. Someone far from harbor, you may guide across the bar. Brighten the corner, where you are. God bless you. This year, brighten the corner.